If you love traveling, or if you're planning your first trip abroad, this episode is for you.
That's right. Today, we're talking about essential English phrases and vocabulary for the airport.
Airports can be confusing, especially if English is not your first language. You may hear announcements, instructions, or questions that you don't fully understand. But don't worry. We'll teach you the words and phrases you need to make your journey easier.
We'll cover check-in, security, boarding, baggage claim, and even some unexpected situations that travelers may face at the airport. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident using English at the airport.
We'll also share some useful travel tips along the way to help make your airport experience smoother.
So, whether you're a first-time traveler or an experienced flyer, you'll learn something useful today.
Let's get started.
All right, let's start with the check-in process. When you arrive at the airport, the first thing you do is check in for your flight.
Check-in is when you give your passport and ticket to the airline staff, and they give you your boarding pass. This document is very important. You'll need it to get through security and board the plane.
That's right. You might hear these common questions from the airline staff. May I see your passport and ticket, please? Are you checking in any bags? Do you have any carry-on luggage? Would you like a window or aisle seat? Do you have any special requests?
Let's explain some of these words. Checking in. This means registering for your flight at the airport. Carry-on luggage, the small bag you take with you on the plane. Checked baggage, the large suitcase that goes in the plane storage area. Window seat or aisle seat. A window seat is next to the window, and an aisle seat is next to the passageway. Special requests. This could be a request for extra legroom, a meal preference, or wheelchair assistance.
Here are some phrases you can use when checking in. I'd like to check in for my flight to London. Can I have a window seat, please? I have one suitcase to check in and one carry-on bag. How much is the baggage fee? Can I change my seat?
A good tip is to arrive at the airport at least 2 to 3 hours before your flight. Airports can be busy, and the check-in process can take time.
That's true. And if you're traveling internationally, don't forget to check your visa and passport requirements before heading to the airport.
After checking in, the next step is going through security. This can be stressful, but if you know what to expect, it's much easier.
Security is where airport officers check your bags and make sure everything is safe for travel. You have to put your bag on a conveyor belt and walk through a metal detector.
You may also need to take off your jacket, belt, and shoes. Please place your bag on the conveyor belt. Take off your shoes and jacket. Do you have any liquids or electronics in your bag? Please step forward and raise your arms. You have a prohibited item. Please remove it.
And here are some useful phrases you can say. Do I need to take off my shoes? Can I bring this bottle of water? I have a laptop in my bag. Where should I go next? I need help. Can you explain the rules?
A great tip is to keep your electronics and liquids in an easy-to-reach place. That way, you can take them out quickly when needed.
Once you pass security, you need to find your boarding gate. This is where you wait for your flight.
When it's time to board, you will hear announcements. Here are some common phrases you might hear at the boarding gate. Now boarding rows 1 to 10. Please have your passport and boarding pass ready. This is the final boarding call for Flight 302. Welcome aboard. Enjoy your flight.
And here are some phrases you can use. Where is gate 23? Is my flight on time? Here's my passport and boarding pass. Can I board now?
After the flight, you arrive at your destination. Now, you need to go through immigration and pick up your luggage.
Immigration is where an officer checks your passport. What is the purpose of your visit? How long will you stay? Where are you staying?
And here are some good answers. I'm here for a vacation. I will stay for 2 weeks. I'm staying at the Hilton Hotel.
After immigration, you go to baggage claim to get your checked luggage. Where is the baggage claim area? What carousel is Flight 235's luggage on? Excuse me, my bag is missing. What should I do?
That was a lot of useful English for the airport. Let's review some key points.
Yes. Today, we covered check-in phrases and vocabulary, security checkpoint questions, boarding the plane, immigration and baggage claim.
Now we have a little challenge for you. Imagine you're at the airport. Try practicing these phrases out loud. I'd like to check in for my flight to Paris. Can I have an aisle seat, please? Where is gate 12?
You can also write your own sentences in the comments.
That's all for today. We hope this episode helps you feel more confident when traveling.
If you found this episode useful, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more English lessons.
Also, leave a comment and tell us, where do you want to travel next?
Thanks for learning with us, and see you in the next episode of